and nutrition and exercise science is so old. And yet now, like Andrew Huberman's talking about it. Well, neuroscience shows that all the bodybuilders are like, duh.
Welcome to the Warrior Gamer Headquarters podcast. Today, we are overjoyed and blessed with a super secret and surprising guest, our chairman and founder of Warrior Gamer, Josh Otero. He has been up to some very fantastic things, and we are overjoyed to hear updates from him, overviews and projects that he's been working on, as well as successes, wins, and challenges. So, Josh, can you do just do us a favor and give us a brief overview for the audience on who you are, your background, and your current roles with us?
Absolutely. So Josh Otero, founder, chairman of the WarriorGMR Foundation, and been really busy up to a lot. So we've had tremendous success and growth in the foundation over the last few months, as everybody has witnessed, and so that's led to some new opportunities. So we're working on a new summit series for 2025 that'll include like a national security summit, our continuation of our mental health and gaming summit, and then a Veterans Day summit. We're working on our own, working with the company to create our own video game designed specifically for veterans. And then we're working on an AI platform that's separate and removed from the foundation, but it's to support mental health through AI. And that'll be designed for the veteran and military community initially as well. So it's been a whirlwind of activity and different things going on. And, it's been a very good challenge for me, but it's been a joy and excitement. So I'm grateful and happy to be here.
It's great. And for us as hosts here and part of the Warrior Gamer Foundation, we have experienced the flurry of emails and texts that our chairman has been blasting out because of our enormous growth. So, Josh, can you give us, I think it's about a year now, year-over-year growth, just for folks to understand like the percent increase in the popularity and breadth and scope of the Warrior Gamer Foundation just in the last 12 months?
I don't have Mike has the exact numbers because he tracks everything, and we'll have it at our monthly town hall session, which is next week on Discord. But it's more than our Discord server has more than doubled in the last 12 months. Our social media presence has more than doubled over the last 12 months. Our mentions and our activity has more than doubled over the last 12 months. And the activities that we have going on, meaning the summit series and the different things, is significantly expanded. So this last 12 months is really where the foundation is kind of starting to gain speed, and we've gotten momentum going. So I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I can tell you we've doubled in every single category, or more than doubled.
That's fantastic. And not just doubling in our audience and our followers, but I would say that we're probably 10x as far as the impact and influence that we've had over the last 12 months. I might be exaggerating, but I think that's, for me, I could believe that.
I would say that's probably about right, especially, having the secretary of the VA come to our most recent event at Howard University, and the amount of eyeballs on there and the traction within the Discord community and outside of the Discord community. I would say a 10x would probably be fair to say. And we could probably track that too.
Well, what do you think, April?
Yeah, I was gonna say Discord is, I mean, as esports is half my heart and almost 90% of my attention right now. Discord is a fantastic channel, and the work that Kyrie and everyone is doing to use it as a tool, embedded with AI, using it as a tool to capture the conversations and make sure that we can peer-to-peer help folks if they're in stress or in need. I think the work that we're doing in Discord is some of the most impressive. And I know that when you came to Chicago to our event at the United Center, that our network news chose you to interview over all of the other people at all the different tables. So I think that, we got some good eyes on us. We're getting some good press, and it's only up from here.
And that's a good point about our Discord community, because like I said, we've more than doubled our Discord community. But one of the other things that we've done, kind of that 10X rule, is we've started a series of workshops. We just had a workshop last night with Miss Mindset on mindset. And I think she had a pretty good, for her first session, she had a pretty good attendance. We started hosting Warrior Wednesdays. So every Wednesday we host a Warrior Wednesday with the VA. So we have Donnie from the VA come on and spend an hour and bring a new guest every week from different departments of the VA to kind of share different things that the VA is doing and resources that are available that most veterans don't know. They're able to access those through our Discord server, through our town hall sessions. And then we've also, we're going to be doing workshops on career building, resume writing. I think in October, it's either October or November, we're starting a fitness challenge. So we're really trying to offer a multiple of services to our veteran community, and it's only been growing. And the more it grows, the more we get support, which means the more workshops that we could put on and the more career opportunities that we could offer our community. So it's been super exciting. And we're hosting game nights too. Kayla runs our community. She's been doing a great job of running our game nights. I host the first Wednesday of every month, I host a town hall session that's live in the Discord. So yeah, our Discord has really been a way for us to reach the veteran population and connect with them and then offer them a community.
Definitely. And you mentioned so many different things in just that little blurb. I think it just goes to show you, like, even if whoever's listening or watching is learning about what Warrior Gamer does or who we are and what truly our mission is, just understand that this isn't some narrow and niche organization just because it is gaming. Gaming is not niche. Just because it's veterans is not niche. It's clear that there are so many opportunities to get involved, so many projects that we could be doing. Sky is not even the limit. I think this organization is going to see tremendous growth year to year, and opportunities are going to be made and opportunities are going to come to us, which begs the question, what are some opportunities that Warrior Gamer is really looking forward to the most in this upcoming year?
That's a great question, Bilal. I think expanding our network into this new summit series that we're launching, we tested it out this year with our mental health and gaming summit, and we had the secretary of the VA come, and those of you who were there saw it. I mean, and those of you that watched it, it was tremendous success, really well received. People from all over the country fly in. So, from new opportunities for 2025, it's really going to be this new summit series that we're launching. So we're adding to the summit series this national security summit, which I'll kind of spill the beans. We secured General Votel as our keynote speaker. So it'll be May 18th and 19th in Raleigh, North Carolina. So we've got one of the premier national security experts in the country that's going to be our keynote speaker. I'm hoping to secure another high-level speaker for our mental health and gaming summit next year. Probably won't be the secretary, but it will be a new somebody that there's a General Votel. So it'll be a high level, whether it's the VP, senator, or governor. So now we're getting high level people to be our keynotes at our events. And so it's just the sky is a limit, like you said, as far as opportunities. But that's one of the most exciting things, building this game out. I'm super excited about. And then, independent of the foundation, but I think there will be some connect, but is really designing this AI platform to assist with mental health and become the personal resilience advocate. Again, it's not connected to the foundation, separate company, but it's going to serve veteran and it's going to serve the military community. So this is something we're super excited about. I'm super excited about, and I get new opportunities almost every week. I have to turn down a lot of them because we only have so much capacity right now because our team is still relatively small, but we're growing. And the bigger we grow, the more we could take on. So those are just a few things that I'm really excited about. But yeah, Ken, thank you for sharing a little bit about General Votel.
So
I'll be sharing more. He's going to be on the podcast. He's really excited to be on the podcast. We secured a new, I just spoke with a lady that I'll save her name because she's going to be another big guest at the National Security Summit. She's also high up in the government and in national security. So we'll have her on the podcast again, as well. So people are gonna be shocked at some of the guests that we're gonna be having on the podcast and that we're gonna have at our events.
Awesome.
And you were about to say something.
Yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of General Votel. I served with him at Central Command. Big data dork, gets the big picture. I can see why he likes gaming. I had personal discussions with him as well when I was there, and like it's great. So I think we're really going to hit it off with him. Influential figure. Maybe he's cracking the egg on mental health within the military. I don't know what he's done in that realm specifically, but if we're one of his landing pads and we are open arms, we will host him on the show. Like Josh said, it's going to be a great discussion. We'll gin up some good conversation. And I appreciate Josh, you doing that. So that's pretty awesome for sure.
I'm super excited. And as we kind of continue these conversations, we'll have more and more things to unveil, because I'm in talks with a lot of different people, from whether that's guest speakers on different events. We're talking the University of Maryland Global Campus about doing some things. So I'm going to be doing a AI webinar for them in October on the 22nd. So we'll announce that, but we've got some eyeballs on us now, and we're really trying to bring as much to the community as we can, and all the tools and resources to offer the mental health support and the connection.
That's great. Can you, before we go, this is going to be a abbreviated show, not like an hour and a half like we've gone before, but we have lots. We could totally fill it up, but you touched on a couple points in your intro about some of the initiatives that you're spearheading with regards to really lifting the capabilities of mental health and funneling that through WarriorGMR. So can you hit on a little bit of the two sort of big efforts the big rocks that you're kind of pushing right now?
So the first one would be the VRSS, or the Veteran Resilient Support System. So the way that's going to work, and again, this is going to encompass two separate entities, but we're working to connect them through licensing agreements. The VRSS is a Veteran Resilient Support System that we built in the foundation. And what that is if you think of a 3-tier system, the first tier is what we're going to be licensing out, and that's called Ilana.ai. That's a separate company, and I'll get to that. Our tier 2 is called our Peer Connect, and we currently have a Peer Connect program in our Discord server. So if you're a veteran in crisis, we have a Peer Connect platform that we're going to be rebranding and rebuilding over the next few months. And what it does is, if you're in crisis, we have people that have gone through training that can talk to you one-on-one. So that's really building out that program. And then the top of that pyramid would be somebody that's really in crisis that needs professional help. We do peer support, we don't do clinical. So we would send them off, but we'll have the ability to send them directly to their local area and 988 to get help. So this platform that we're building is going to be a way for us to be able to scale our services to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of individuals. And the way we're able to do that is through this AI platform that we're building, which is, again, separate with a company called Ilana.ai, but it'll be a scalable model for us to be able to offer peer support and connection services to veterans in need and military members in need. And what that will eventually be able to do is be your advocate as you go through the system. So we would like to set it up where you're transitioning from service and you need to navigate the VA. Ilana will be your personal resilience advocate and advocate for you to get to where the resources that you need within the VA. It's a big undertaking, but we have the team to be able to do it. And I'm super excited about that. And what that will do is then connect with the VRSS platform under the foundation. And so that's the first big initiative that we're working on, which is it doesn't sound as big, but it's a very large undertaking, and that's going to be full-time. The second big initiative on the mental health and serving the veterans is that game Operation Sentinel that I was kind of referring to earlier. And so we're partnering with a company that we're going to have on the podcast called August Interactive. Amazing group, just amazing group. had 2 meetings with them already today. And what they're going to be building, and I'll let them kind of dive into it because they're the experts, but a game that's designed for veterans with the help of veterans to basically help support them in their mental health journeys, and then actually interplay with them. So if they're having struggles, it'll be able to identify them and then kind of guide them in the right area. And it's going to be a team gameplay, so they'll be able to connect with their other community members, and I think we'll either even have it where if you Marine, Navy, and you could kind of connect with those individuals. So that's going to be a big undertaking. I'm not as involved in that because they're building that, but our team is very involved because they're getting all the input from our team. So that's going to be really exciting. They're hoping to launch that sometime in 2025. We're going to be beta testing that probably in 2025 and kind of see where that goes. But it's going to be a big program for us. It'll be really exciting because we've never built a game before or been involved in building a game before. So we're pretty excited about that. So those are really the 2 big mental health initiatives in addition to the summits that we're working on that are kind of going to take a lot of resources and our time, but allow us to scale what we can do. And then I guess one of the other things separately is we've been doing a lot. We're working closely with the VA, and the VA has really been expanding on how they address the younger veterans through gaming. So I've been on multiple panels with them. I'm actually speaking tomorrow with them and kind of talking about what we're doing in the foundation and some of our best practices and some of the ways that we're using to build community, and how other organizations might be able to take our approach, what we've done to build community, and kind of implement it with theirs. And, obviously, I think one of the biggest things that we've had success with is our Discord server and really building community there. Seth and Carrie Lynn running our peer support program, and Kayla and C's or Captured Rapture. We have a really good team that's just really active, engaged in building our Discord and supporting our community. So it's really exciting. And, this growth that we've had, this 10x growth, like Ken mentioned over last year, has just been, I'm thrilled to be a part of it and excited to watch it kind of continue to grow.
Josh, I'm really excited about August Interactive. I've loved every meeting that I've been in with them, and I'm so stoked to see that growth. And I think the VA too. I would love to see just like there's a chapel in every hospital in VA. I'd love to see there be a WarriorGMR gaming room in every VA around the nation. And I think the sky's the limit as I think about what you could be doing. But as you think about what you could be doing, if you go pie in the sky and dream it out, what are your ideals? What are your goals? What do you want to be hitting? Where do you want to be? Where do you see us going?
I have on my board, I have 100,000. So I want to serve 100,000 veterans in the next 3 years. So my pie in the sky, which I want to make reality, is 100,000 veterans served in the next 3 years. And we have 4,700 I think 4,700 or so people in our Discord now. Get that to 100,000. Our events, our summits are getting bigger and bigger. So we're able to, we have tens of thousands of viewers at every event or summit that we do. We've had as much as 450,000. So my goal is to have 100,000 members by 3 years from now.
Nice.
I think it's doable.
Definitely.
I would, yeah.
I mean, from now until then, more than that is getting out of the military. So, I mean, if we're there as like a checkbox. So if we're there as a checkbox, I'm gonna finish my thought. If we're there as a checkbox on the separation paperwork at TAP, or just as a welcome packet from the VA, which I've received, I think it's a no-brainer, right? Or on the VA website, that would be great. So good news is, let me explain some of the influences we as WarriorGMR and other organizations like us. I left the Air Force 24 days ago. And normally, like if you look back in history, it takes a very long time to get benefits. I got my benefits yesterday. So that is an absolute world record. And by the way, just my benefit explanation is 68 pages. like 68 pages of my benefit. So I had over 14,000 medical pages that they had to go through. And they did that in 24 days. So we are making impact, people, like massive. And I know, like when my brother got out like 20 years ago, I mean, it took years for him to get his benefits delivered. And I got full everything in 24 days. Like we are making an impact. Josh is making an impact. These Warrior Wednesdays, having the secretary, I think we have the right secretary in place. I hope they keep him. We are doing it. And my hat's off to you, man. Like major life improvement for us. Like my life is never going to be the same. Like I appreciate, Josh, everything you've done. So thank you.
I appreciate you. And unfortunately, the secretary will be retiring at the end of this year.
Yeah.
So he will not be there. But on October 16th, we are going to have the director of PACDAC on our Warrior Wednesday. So that will be positive. And for our next mental health and gaming summit, if we don't have the new secretary, I'm hoping to have the vice president or a high level political figure. So we could at least continue to move the ball forward and continue to do our, lift this heavy burden and offset it with all of these retiring service members or transitioning service members.
And Josh, I think one thing that we can do with partners like Calvin and me at Illinois Tech is really, I know guest after guest say that the hardest part is having a regimented schedule and then going to anything in the world as possible. And I think making a pathway to the civilian world through cybersecurity or game design or Salesforce training or some other thing that gets people in jobs and being lucrative immediately so that they're not in that flux state. I think that's a role that we can play in partnership with WarriorGMR from higher ed.
That's actually, I didn't even talk about that, but that's something that we're working on. For example, this National Security and Gaming Summit, we have we have TIS there, which I forgot the acronym, but it's something. And then we have the College of National Security, which is all the special operations people go to get their masters in national security. It's involved. So what we're going to use this National Security Summit for is we're going to have government contractors there, and then we'll have military members. So recruiting opportunities. So that's one of the initiatives that we have for 2025 moving forward is opening up careers. So cybersecurity, doing something with, you guys, IIT, University of Maryland Global Campus. We want to bring more resources and tools to our community to offer for jobs and job placements, and then just career building. And so that's a future thing that I'll talk about, not now, but we want to do some stuff more on career building, and that'll be some more initiatives that we'll have going forward. So yeah, careers are big, because if you don't have a career, like one of the things that we're going to be teaching Lana is financial literacy, because as you're transitioning out, you don't have the financial literacy necessarily that you might, because depending on how long you've been in and what you've done, it's going to be varied. So having the ability to understand how to balance a checkbook and all that kind of stuff is super important. That directly affects your mental health. If you don't have a career, if you don't have a job, if you don't have income, that directly affects your mental health. So we view this as like the global thing and, helping to solve these problems.
Thank you.
Amazing. Well said. Well, I don't think there's any much more you can say. That's a wonderful progress report. I mean, I think we said this last year, Bob, is to look back on this episode and go, boy, man, like if we only knew, if someone would have told us, we wouldn't believe you. If someone would have told us last year, we had Secretary of the VA, we were designing a video game, deploying AI, saving lives. It would be hard to believe.
I think we should do like that once a year. I come on and just give like a State of the Union, and then I'll prep more, and then I'll have like everything that we've done for the year, because I think that would be cool. And then we could go back year after year and say, oh yeah, we were here. We thought we could be here, and then we ended up being there. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, and we're timing around the fiscal year right now, so maybe that's
September.
Yeah, maybe we'll just pace it to then. So cool. All right. Well, pending any questions, Warrior Gamer Headquarters podcast. Out.
Warrior Gamer Headquarters podcast. Out.